There are.
I don't know how you feel about this, but
The world!
there are totally videos like that.
The world!
Though, because continuity in JoJo isn't as fucked, they're usually, the keyword there is usually, not as bad. Because our continuity in walls isn't as fucked.
Horse race across America for the corpse pieces of Jesus Christ.
That's Steel Ball Run.
But that's an actual...
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, JoJo continuity is whatever it needs to be, and I won't argue with it.
But what I just explained is an actual
We can
thing.
talk to ghosts because we have stands.
Then we have that... Then Superfly is a radio tower.
Yes.
I love that stand.
Isn't the guy who literally can't move from the spot?
He literally cannot move unless somebody else enters the tower.
No one can... Anyone who's trapped is just stuck there.
Oh, there's literally a stand that will try to kill its owner.
Ah, cheap trick.
But you want to know my favorite stand now?
What?
Hey,
I knew you were going to say Pogo Locos. I fucking knew you were going to say that one.
Well, because I was watching a video about a guy going over what the most useless stand was. And he went over like, well, this stand doesn't do much, but it does this. And he was like, but you know, realistically, that stand still does something. You know, there are stands that are literally bad for the person. And he went over Superflies. He was like, but realistically, those are only stands that are kind of bad for everybody. You know,
Superfly is pretty
and
much
he talked about
invincible and can trap people.
And
so...
he talked about the other one, where he was like, you know, this stand actively tries to kill you. So, you know, this stand is not good for you at all. But he's like, but you know what? That stand still does something. He's like, and he was like, you know, as long as that stand does, the most useless stand would be the most faintest, useless stand ever. And he got to Heya, and he's like, Heya is literally limited by the positive thought of your mind. So it can only pep talk you as much as you could pep talk yourself. And apparently some people theorize that Heya might not even be a stand.
But
it is just a manifestation of that man, of Poco Loco's natural positivity.
But there are apparently things later in Steel Ball Run that make no sense with Heya. That's the I can't tell if it's good or not part about JoJo.
That guy won the Steel Ball Run.
Yeah. There are parts where it seems like he just has straight out bullshit luck.
It's all that positivity.
Good old
But apparently,
Superflies.
Heya is literally limited by the amount that you can positively think. Meaning that it literally can't do anything you couldn't do for yourself.
Which is
Yeah,
hilarious.
but is that like a... I feel like that's the thing where we can make a loophole. And basically, you know, Dio can
Like
be
I said, there
you
are...
can't beat me, and he can be like, yes I can!
Like I
and he
said,
starts beating Dio, and Dio's like, Nani?
like I
Well,
said,
no, because Heya doesn't do anything except give you a pep talk.
well, but that's why the weird part is, again, there are things later in Steel Ball Run that make it seem like Heya straight out gives you luck. There is bullshit that happens later that just, it makes no goddamn sense.
Mm-hmm. It just does pep talking and no fighting, but that dude is a lucky motherfucker.
And it's unclear, is this his just natural luck, or is this the stand? The answer is both.
Well, yeah, I remember him saying something like that, but he was like, but we can't really prove that Heya's doing anything.
That's the point here.
That's like, I love how Araki stated he intentionally made Gold Experience Requiem. He intentionally made it vague so it would be more cool.
So he pulled a Takubo.
I guess?
Oh man. There's some ridiculous stand things later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think the early stuff is ridiculous. It just keeps building.
I haven't gotten a part. I haven't made it as far as I know stuff now. But I mean, apparently part 8, the main character Stan literally has like 8 acts. and its ability is literally that it makes hard stuff soft and dry stuff wet.
Its name is Soft and Wet. I was gonna say I have the 12-year-old snicker, but like all, you know, stand names at some form of music reference. I think it was a Prince song? I think?
Soft and wet.
Act the 3 freeze. S-H-I-T. Stop letting someone.
Toonami is still.
They're getting around the end of the Part 3 anime.
Wait, part 3 or season 1 of part 3?
Just Part 3 in general.
Oh, so second season.
They're
part
fighting... Right now, Iggy's fighting Pet Shop.
Oh, well, you're not that close. Iggy hasn't died yet.
Pet shop moves.
Because you still have to get to... They haven't made Dio's Castle yet, have they?
No,
Right? Oh,
Pet
no.
Pet shop's before Dio's Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pet Shop's
He's
before.
flying around Dio's castle, so...
Yeah.
Technically, they've made it.
Well, yeah,
there,
but they fight
not
every...
really.
But all those stand users, they fight for like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yes. It was part 1 of the...
Because Iggy dies in Dio's Castle.
I wonder where Kenny G fits into that, because I know he at least beats Kenny G before he dies.
I don't know. I know that, he gets killed with, what's his face? Abdol, right?
No.
And those, literally, that scene starts off because Cool Ice kills Abdol.
Vanilla
Because
Ice.
Abdol pulls him out of the way.
Vanilla Ice.
In most translations, it's just straight out vanilla ice. This is a very bizarre.
Cool Ice, man. It's not crazy. It's not Crazy Diamond. It's Shiny Diamond.
I feel like you should be able to get away with Crazy Diamond. Other things do.
A lot of translations, it's just vanilla ice, which is great. But they're getting close.
It's not Killer Queen. It's Deadly Queen.
Hey, Filthy Axe done at a reasonable price was one of the best censored names
Wait,
for.
what?
Filthy.
That was the-
Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap was Filthy Axe
Axe
done at a
done
reasonable
where
price.
was this?
That was the original translation of Steel Ball Run.
Where?
I don't know. Some magazine or something that it was in. That was the initial English translation because they were just having fun with that. But then both names were too long, so just D4C across everything.
Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap is Filthy Axe done at a reasonable price. That is how they censored it.
Filthy Axe done at reasonable price.
But then, like I said,
Because
they,
it's Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap.
and that's why they just make it D4C now. Just across
Hey, I
everything.
can't remember. Is this boss dumb?
They're all dumb. Because they all have a card battle system.
On with you.
If I remember, something if I remember correctly was Oogie because he's, you know, casinos and gambling and all that. He either has nothing but 7s or he gets 7s very likely. I think that's what it is. It's that he has a very, like, high chance to get 7s.
Well, there's a goofy smash.
I noticed the bosses in this game do not have a lot of health.
What do you mean? They actually have a good bit of health, but I mean, they matter really not. We are talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I was reading trivia on D4C. D4C, while the full phrase is Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap, it is often changed to a synonym, time to perform some dishonest acts at a fair and reasonable price.
Ah, God, I love it.
There you go.
Uh,
That makes it even better, because that's even longer and more ridiculous. Time to perform some filthy acts done at a reasonable price. So they do reference that it is. Filthy Axe at a reasonable price is listed as an official English localization name.
I said one of the English localizations of the manga had it be that, I just don't know when.
No, but I was double checking just to confirm. So no, we're not making that up. And the longer version of the translation was mentioned, but there you go. Filthy Axe, done at a reasonable price, is an English translation because they did synonyms.
So that's why something kind of funny. Almost all of the names in like the English dub of the anime have been changed, but the funny part is they've still kept them as music references.
What do you mean? Wait. I thought they were named after the non-Egyptian gods in that section.
No, the stands are named after the Egyptian gods. Some of the characters, their names.
Oh, okay. So start off with the characters and then move to the stands.
Some of the stands.
I know there's Vanilla Ice, but I know in
There's a
part
guy
4
that has a stand named Billie Jean.
When?
Yeah, in that part where they go into Dio's mansion.
Oh.
He's the hardest guy. Like, they have so much trouble beating him.
Oh! The major stands after a certain point are musical references to a song or an artist.
Yes.
Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap is a song.
Yes.
Superfly was an artist. You have Vanilla Eyes. There's a list.
It's only like in part 3 though. Before they started fighting the stands that were, you know, the Egyptian gods and things, they fought the one woman that her stand, it was the mineral based one. In the Japanese version, her name is Midler. I believe it's Midler because again, an artist. But the English dub changed her name to Rose, but it's still a reference to a song that artist did. So I think things like that are kind of clever because they still actually keep a reference there.
Iggy's fighting Pet Shop.
Yes.
Pet shop.
The Pet Shop. The Hawk. Isn't it a hawk?
Hulk or Falcon.
I think it's one of the two.
Pet Shop. The Hawk.
Which in Eyes of Heaven was Animal Shop for some reason.
That have been before in my memory.
And then we have like they changed a lot of the spelling for like cars and AC/DC.
That appears to have even been kept in the Japanese version.
That anime couldn't get localized for years because too much copyright infringement.
Well, the anime's actually from like 2011. It's not that old. The manga couldn't get localized for like years because of all the copyright nonsense.
Apparently they also in the past asked Prince and he denied any use of those song references. So Prince hated...
That's why the Part 5 game never came over here, allegedly.
Prince hates JoJo. Well, hated. He hated JoJo because he thought it was like stealing too much from him.
That, and I think the Part 5 game ended up coming out like 2005 or so around the time it would have come out in America, it probably would have been around the launch of PS3.
Then we have that weird set of OVAs that was a different dubbing company back in the late 90s dubbing,
There was another.
He remembers.
What?
Part
There's another
3
girl.
of JoJo.
Because the
No,
OVAs were
I
for
mean
Part
on the
3.
islands where I used to live.
And they're
Besides
weird.
Kyrie Riku,
Yeah.
There was one other girl
Guy I watch on
friends with.
YouTube has
The
animation
four of us
cells
played
from
together all
those.
the time.
I think he just, like, a guy he knew just had those. For
That
some
guy who
reason.
kept
Sora,
watching the 4
don't you
Kids
just
dub
mean
of One
self-
Piece wants
Sora,
some
don't
of
you
those
just mean
OVAs.
Selfie?
Yeah, I know.
And it's great.
Who's that?
Finally went away.
Selfie!
And I was still
She was one of
young.
your friends on the islands. I don't remember her. Well, I love how that when Sora brings up his friends on the islands, but he only brings up Kyrie and Sora.
Through the
He
castle.
forgets Titus, Waka, and Selfie.
Who?
Even though Selfie is shown in Kingdom Hearts 2. Titus and Waka aren't.
Let's be honest, who would want to remember Titus and
We
Waka?
said we weren't gonna forget our friends. Well, now
Titus is a
I can't
great
even remember her
character.
name.
No!
Yeah.
No, he
They
isn't!
developed so much in that game.
No.
Waka, however, is kind of an asshole.
They're all a bunch of dumb fucks!
I guess Sora's other friends weren't worth remembering.
Well, you probably dreamed Titus.
Didn't we all dream Titus?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So my question of the day is, what did you guys think of the Oogie Boogie fight? Personally, I love this battle because I think it's one of the most interesting uses of the card battle system. I love the idea of using your own cards to beat out his dice rolls. I think that was really interesting. But anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.